Cartrack listed on the JSE this morning at R9.50. Time now to tell us why the decision to list is Zak Calisto, Global Chief Executive of Cartrack, joins us in studio. But before we get his insights, let's see how hard he blew that kudu horn. Okay, well, as you can tell there, the festivities taking place. Zak, they're blowing that kudu horn, even though we had some backup, but a lot of excitement on the floor nonetheless. Well, to tell us if your lungs managed to cope, Zak, did they this morning?
Thank you.
Congratulations on the listing nonetheless.
Thank you very much.
And maybe let's touch on the dynamics of the Cartrack business, not only across the globe, but also in South Africa, as well as the reasoning behind the listing so far today.
Well, our main reason is actually just to enhance our brand. Going to new territories in Asia and in Europe, we believe the listing will definitely facilitate us in terms of playing with the bigger players, the car manufacturers, the big insurance companies and the big corporates, and that will facilitate. That's our biggest reason for the listing.
Tell us about that strategy, because I think so often South African consumers just liaise with Cartrack when they purchase a vehicle, but you're mentioning that it's a bolt-on opportunity with other vehicle manufacturers as well as with corporates. How does that work abroad?
Well, when we initially started our business in 2004 in South Africa, our business was just to install in vehicle and recovery, which takes part of the security and the safety aspects of the motors and their consumers. The business has moved on from there. Today the business is more than 50%. It's fleet management and insurance telematics. That's our big growth area. We foresee ourselves actually finishing the year with about 55% of our customer base being fleet management, and with that it's very important that we play a role with the car manufacturers, with big corporates, with insurance companies on the insurance telematics sides, and not only on the stolen vehicle and recovery.
With the fleet management as well as the insurance telematics, wouldn't it make sense if you were added on as a bolt-on to huge companies within either of these industries instead of being an independent player?
Well, we're never an independent player, because we always partner with partners, and ultimately we've got customers that need not only that they will need our fleet management aspects for the data collection, and obviously what we tag on to even into the fleet management side of the business is the stolen vehicle and recovery in countries like South Africa and Southern Africa, where crime is still a problem.
Tell us about telematics, because that's also a huge opportunity for you, as well as you're exploring Asia on that one. What's the growth opportunity like there?
The growth is big. The market's highly underpenetrated. Everybody wants to get data from their vehicles, so what we do is we collect raw data from the vehicles.
Tell us about that data. Is it how fast you're driving, how hard you brake?
Well, we get the raw data, which is basically your GPS coordinates and data that comes from your vehicle, from your, it's called canvas, the technical word for it. We get that data, we get it into our cloud-based, web-based, then we've got algorithms that produce reports that we make it easy then for the end user, the owners of fleets, to be able to take that data and be able to effectively and efficiently manage their vehicles and also their drivers, and to make their business more productive.
For the investor out there who must be scratching their head as to why invest in Cartrack, you know, what makes Cartrack more competitive, especially against maybe your closest competitor, MiX Telematics, what's the differentiator?
Well, I wouldn't like to really go into that, but what I do say is there's a growth potential not only for us, but I think for all our competitors. I think the market is growing. It's underpenetrated. We've seen the uptake for our type of products getting bigger and bigger every day, and it used to be a hard sale 20 years ago, hard sale 10 years ago, and today we're seeing a lot of orders coming through where the consumers, the corporates, the small SMEs are contacting us for our solutions.
Just to come back to the ownership dynamics and the split, I understand there's an 80% that's still being held by Cartrack, 20% is what's been available to the market upon the listing today. Why the decision to do the ownership or construct it in that manner? Well,
like I said, our objective was actually just to list. It wasn't, we didn't really want to dispose of much of our shares. And we always said if, you know, the market conditions we were going to get less than 12 Rand, we'd only do 20%. And so that's what we did. We only listed 20%.
Are you worried about a lack of liquidity in the share price then?
No, I think we've chosen, we are oversubscribed at the prices we went to market. And we chose a good mix between corporates, institutions, and private individuals. So we've got a good mix also in the type of, some of the investors, I would imagine they would stay with us for a long time, where others could be in for the short run. So I think there will be liquidity in the market.
Well, we certainly hope so, and wish you the best in your endeavors. Just to quickly close off with future prospects. So obviously now we're going to be speaking to you every 6 months or so on the back of your results. For investors out there who are confident enough to put their money into Cartrack, what can they hold you accountable to in the next 6 months to a year?
Well, we've traditionally had very good growth. We've never grown at less than 20%, and we intend growing at more than 20% and to have an excellent dividend payout. So I think we've got a good track record, and we've got a very good executive team. Our executive management has shown that what they're worth, and they're exceptionally loyal to the company. So I think it's a great investment.
Onwards and upwards. Looking forward to keeping tabs on you and following the story. Thank you so much. That was Zak Calisto, Global Chief Executive of Cartrack.